Hello again, folks. Well, it's going to be another car key video. So what we have here is the key and lock assembly for the glove box out of an AMC Eagle. And for you automotive folks, you might recognize this assembly here. This, again, AMC stands for All Makes Cars, jokingly, but this is General Motors. This is just a GM lock assembly, so it's fairly compatible, no issues there. But also, because it's General Motors, there's a very neat peculiarity to this, and that is the key. This one is square. Now, typically with AMC vehicles and GMs, the square key will do the trunk, it'll do the doors, it will do the ignition. The glove box, however, has its own separate key, and it's more of a circular or oval-shaped key. And whoever took this non-original key to the locksmith was able to get the locksmith to put it in the square style. It does work, like I can lock and unlock it and actuate the key, no problem. However, I want to have the circular key because, you know, it's easier to differentiate between your ignition key and your glove box key. So I went off to the locksmith and told them I need this glove box key, and he gave me another square key. Now this one here does actually have the AMC logo on it, so a little bit closer. It might have just been a bad day. I'm going to go back there. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what stock I'm looking for now. Either way, I have another square one. Sure, fair enough. The reason I'm working on this lock, however, is that this is not the lock assembly on the glove box on the Eagle right now. This is a spare that I have, which I have a key for. The one on the Eagle right now is unlocked, but I don't have the key for it. So what I'll be doing is I'm going to separate the cylinder assembly from the lock, and then we're just going to transfer the cylinder assemblies between this one and my glove box, and we should be good to go. Now, removing the cylinder requires that you have the glove box key. This will be important here in a moment. As well as you have access to the lock assembly, and that'll also make sense in a couple of minutes here. Besides the key, you'll need a piece of stiff wire. So again, this is just welding wire. I've used it before when working on the ignition cylinder, when I was working on repairing rebuilding basically the worn out one that was in there right now. So what you want to do is that when you look at the assembly here from the inside, you have this little hole here, and you have another hole here. Now you can access this hole in the locked position or in the unlocked position. It doesn't really matter. But the first thing you have to do is take your wire, and when you look down in there and you're rotating it, you'll see that there's one pin that is visible and raised. So you have to hold that down with the piece of wire, then insert the key. This is going to be difficult to do with two hands, but let's see if I can align it. Push the tab in. Do I have the tab? There it is. Okay. I want to push it in. Key goes in. And what should happen now is that tab you saw that's raised, it's spring-loaded, it prevents the cylinder from separating from the lock assembly. Once the key is in there, it's held down, and the cord just comes right on out. So this is my keyed lock cylinder, and now we can go and switch it over and install it into the other one. I'll keep that as a spare, really. Other than that, not much else you can do with it. And I don't have to go out to get my glove box worked on because it's hot as hell outside. Instead, I brought it inside. So, again, here's our glove box. I put one of the new keys in there. Well, that doesn't help. I can open it, but I can't lock it. So what we have to do, again, is we have to release the cylinder. Oh, but we have a problem. Actually, two problems. So remember how I said here that you cannot remove the lock cylinder while we have... Man, this is really blowing out my whites. There we go. Let's just do this for now. Remember how I said you can't remove the lock cylinder while the key is not installed? The reason for that, and I pull the key out here, So you can see all of my pins are now, this is not going to focus, just work with me here, are now fully raised, so they'd be locked into the cylinder. Even if I push that one at the beginning here down, all the other pins are still raised, so I can't pull it out. However, I noticed something when you look at the lock cylinder assembly here. When those pins are raised, you can't rotate in a radial fashion. You can't lock or unlock it. You can't operate the door. But it's a groove, and you really cannot see this in this light. So there is really nothing preventing you except this reduced diameter hole on the end here from pulling the lock cylinder out, except for these pins. But because we have those holes, and because our pins are all in line, nothing says that as we are pulling on it and compressing the pins, we can just work it out one at a time. So we're going to try that now. I'm just going to put, actually, I'm going to put the lock cylinder, let's see if we can compress that pin and just put it back together here, because I'd rather not have this thing fly apart on me. There we go. So I'm going to grab this, and my camera white balance is going to freak out because, hey, look, black plastic. All right. And the other problem is, however, is that the openings that we need are under here and under here. And the plastic on this does not allow me to reach those. It really does assume in some maddening way that you have the key. Otherwise, you're screwed. Like, you got to pick the lock. But no, we don't. So I'm going to take the two screws that hold this in off, and I've already loosened these. Come on. There we go. And now I can rotate the lock a little bit. I only need to go 90 degrees here. And I can now see the hole. This is not even 90 degrees. Oh, wow. I can now see the hole right there on that side. And if I look down and into there, oh, no, I can't see it there. So then where is it hiding? Have I grabbed the wrong side? Oh, no, there it is. So it's hiding on this side way the heck in here. So again, the piece of wire is going to come in handy. So I don't need the key at this point now to hold this in. And I pushed it once and it just popped out a little tiny bit. You saw that? So here in the corner of the screen, because it's difficult. Let me see if I can center this down here a little bit more. And I'm going to push, and it worked itself up a little tiny bit more. Push again, worked itself a little bit more. Push again, and it should fall out. Nope, one more time. And out it fell. And there we have it. So this is the original lock cylinder. Exact same thing, General Motors, blah, blah, blah. Let's take that key, and I can now verify that, if I put it the right way in, that yes, this does not match this key at all. So really, this is junk at this point here. I have no use for that. So I'm going to, you know what, we can actually keep the original. I'll grab the cylinder here. I'm just going to put the screws back in. There we go. And it's just the two screws. By the way, I hope to God that your glove box is unlocked when you're doing this. You cannot just unscrew the hinges and just kind of drop the whole assembly down. This is pot metal here, but this the retainer here has a little tiny hook. So once it locks in and latches in, there's no way to open this without breaking it. So get ready for that in the event that you are locked. Unless I've missed something here. But I think they've done a pretty good job of securing the glove box without making it very evident that you've tampered with it. Alright. So I'll flip that over. And so there we are. Now we're ready to take our new core here. And if I line this up correctly, because I've already forgotten. Alright, so yes. So I'll stick it. So I'm looking for the hole here. I can see it. It's on the top. I know my silver pin here, which is used to release it, is at the top. Because I'm sure if I flip it around the other way, this will never come out. stick it in, and then pull the while basically pushing down on the latch mechanism, pull the key out, and there we have it. And then I can go and I can now put the key back in the right way around. There we go. Sure, still latch it, or go like that, no problem. But also, I can now lock it. And I didn't have to go to a locksmith for that one there. Pretty straightforward. And we're done. And that is how to change the glove box lock cylinder assembly without having to lockpick it. Interesting? I really hope it was. And until next time, have a good one.